After more than a month of chaos, the Senate just moved to advance a plan that could end the longest federal shutdown in modern times. But it did so with a dramatic twist. 8 Democrats broke with party leadership and voted with Republicans. Tonight, we walk through the endgame, why those senators crossed the aisle, and what the fracture means for the Democratic Party and the country. The shutdown began on October 1st, shuttering many federal services, furloughing hundreds of thousands of workers, and snarling travel and food assistance. For weeks, negotiators fought over one central point: whether reopening the government should be tied to an immediate extension of Enhanced Affordable Care Act premium tax credits. Moderate Democrats say they found a path to reopen the government now and force the health care fight later. Party leaders see that as betrayal. On Sunday, the Senate held a procedural vote to advance a House-passed funding package. The motion passed 60-40, which was exactly enough to move forward after 8 Democrats joined Republicans. That procedural win doesn't automatically reopen everything, but it clears the path for amendments and a final vote that could end the shutdown by funding the government through late January. These, however, weren't random defections. The 8 Democrats who voted to advance the bill were Catherine Cortez Masto, Dick Durbin, John Fetterman, Maggie Hassan, Tim Kaine, Angus King, IME, Jackie Rosen, and Jean Shaheen. Some are moderates, some retiring, and some are from states where shutdown pain is politically costly. Together, they provided the margin Republicans needed. This isn't simply Democrats cave or Republicans win. It's an endgame bargain structured on timing and leverage. The moderates accepted a deal to reopen government now, restoring pay, stopping further layoffs, and addressing immediate disruptions, in exchange for a firm promise of a December vote on extending ACA premium tax credits. In short, reopen first, negotiate health care second. That trade-off explains why some senators chose the urgent short-term fix over a tougher policy fight. Major party leaders, including Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, publicly criticized the move, arguing that opening the government without guaranteed ACA protection is abandoning millions who rely on the credits. For progressives, the deal represents a political and policy loss. For moderates, it's a pragmatic way to stop immediate harm to federal workers and the public. Why did these senators break ranks? A few likely reasons: intense constituent pressure where federal services and paychecks were directly threatened, the political calculus of governors and state economies, and for some, the reality of being in their final term or facing difficult re-election dynamics. Retiring senators often feel freer to put short-term relief over party strategy. That's real politic. Okay, what happens now? There are 3 realistic paths. 1. Final passage. The Senate moves the bill to final passage, the House likely agrees, and the government reopens with funding through late January. That ends the immediate crisis but punts ACA negotiations to December. 2. Delay and floor fights. House or Senate amendments or objections from within either party delay a final vote, stretching the shutdown longer. 3. New concessions. Republicans or Democrats could extract further concessions on ACA timing, SNAP, or defense spending and reshuffle votes, creating a new compromise or a renewed stalemate. What's often overlooked, federal workers and contractors restoring pay and recalling furloughed workers is immediate relief, but back pay logistics and rehiring timelines are messy. Millions already felt real economic pain. Air travel and SNAP. The shutdown has caused air traffic disruptions and food aid delays, sectors that create tangible, visible problems for voters. The December trap. A promised December vote on ACA credits could be another political cliff, and if Republicans refuse a full extension, Democrats may be blamed later for letting the credits expire. The promise may not be enough. Electoral consequences. This rupture fuels GOP narratives of Democratic disarray ahead of future cycles, while Democrats risk alienating their progressive base. The midterm and next cycle implications are real. Key things to track in the next 72 hours. The Senate's amendment process and final passage vote, whether the House holds or rewrites the measure, precisely what language binds Republicans to a December ACA vote, and whether Democrats who voted to reopen will be politically challenged at home. Each of those moves will determine whether the shutdown truly ends or simply pauses. This vote is less a neat victory than a fragile truce, a short-term fix that exposes deep strategic divisions inside the Democratic caucus and hands the next round of political theater to December's healthcare fight. Whether history reads it as prudence or capitulation depends on what happens on that follow-up vote and on how quickly leaders can turn promises into law. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Also, drop a comment on which senator's vote surprised you the most and why.